Welcome back to the Mobile World Live event studio here at Fyuz 2022, where joining us now is Claire Chauvin from Orange. Thank you very much for joining us, Claire. Yesterday, we opened up this event. On stage, we had Alex and Jago from Deutsche and Vodafone. We had TIP and O-RAN Alliance on stage at the same time. There's a lot of this competitors collaborating. That's certainly one of the themes here. But also, you know, it's seeing TIP and O-RAN Alliance working together. What's your take on how the TIP and O-RAN collaboration is working, and you know what progress it's making on this O-RAN journey?
I think the collaboration is quite good, actually, and the fact that we've had this joint event yesterday, today, together between the O-RAN Alliance and the TIP is a very good clue that it works quite well. In terms of everyday business, if I may say, it's very complementary what we're doing in the O-RAN Alliance and what we're doing in the TIP and various projects inside of TIP. We at Orange are part of both alliance, and it's very important for us. If I have to sum up, I would say that O-RAN Alliance makes the specifications, what we need to implement, and then TIP tries and makes experimentation, reduce a little bit the implementation scope, and provides blueprints and concrete examples of implementation into working testings.
So naturally complementary roles that both bodies play.
Absolutely, yeah.
Now, another one of the, not a theme, but certainly one of the conversations day one in the afternoon, and it's really been quite a hot talking point on the event floor here, has been the RAN Intelligent Controller, the RIC. Tell us a bit more about that, because there still seems to be a little bit of mysticism surrounding it for me. What is a RIC and why is it important?
Well, it's very important because we need to put intelligence in our networks. As you know, as operator, we are in a let's say in a phase where our networks are quite evolving a lot. We have to transform them. We will have to operate them differently. They will be fully softwareized, and this is one of the main purpose of what we're doing in the O-RAN Alliance is to open the network, disaggregate the network, and get lots of components in order to get, you know, the best from each of them. But once you've said that, you need to integrate them, and you need also to operate them in a fully automated manner. Okay, this is the promise of what comes with virtualization, with cloudification. But if you want to do so, you need to have it done in the most intelligent way, and that is where the RIC comes into the perimeter, because you need to introduce a little bit of AI, a little bit of machine learning in order to control everything in your network. And where RIC is fully important for the operator is because probably not every operator will have the same requirements, you know. Some will have to make deployments in rural areas, some will have to make deployments in cities, some will have some legal regulation, some will have some green energy efficiency requirements. And with the RIC, you'll be able to control the network in the way that you want it to. So, for instance, I don't know, you could switch off your networks for energy efficiency purposes when needed. But in other regions, you could not do it because you have some more political or institutional requirements. So RIC is really, I would say, the engine of the network intelligence and the way that we can rely on lots of applications, lot of innovation to control our network, and especially the RAN networks.
And this is a point that I thought you made very eloquently on the panel that you were part of yesterday in terms of the benefits of open networks. It's this, to continue with the food analogy around Fyuz, it's pick and mix, being able to pick the right products that fit for your business, whatever those different requirements for your business. And kind of continuing that point there, you know, we're talking a lot about flexibility. We're talking a lot about theory at the moment and the standards and so on. In terms of real world implementations, where are you, put your orange hat on for a moment, in terms of making this real, what are the steps that you've been making there?
We've been working on quite a number of experimentations and testings, and this we have done, for instance, in a program that is named PKO. It is a fully softwareized defined network. We've started a new network from scratch, to be clear, that is fully cloudified and softwareized. And we have, of course, relied on all the ORAN specifications for the radio part, which we have experimented and tested thanks to a TIP lab. So there again, a compliment. What we have learned in this program is that it's not yet fully plug and play. As you said, we have to pick up lots of interesting softwares, but we still have to integrate them. And it's not so easy at the moment, but we are progressing quite good, actually. And this is a way also, to experiment two things, I would say. First thing is that we have been trying to build ourselves this network together with our experts and engineers and with the vendors, of course, because we have selected quite a number of partners. So we had to build this network, and then we had to test it and make sure that it was compliant with all the specifications that we have. And this is quite a long journey, actually. But we have learned also, as I explained yesterday, that with all this openness, with all this software in all the different components, probably the job of the operator is evolving, is changing a little bit because of softwareization, integrating all these things in our network is a key transformation for the operator. So that's the first point. And second point is that, well, in the end, it works. So that's good news, very good news. And it allows lots of flexibility as we expected. So this is why we also have plans for further live deployments in the future. One important thing is probably that we have to rely also on a very open cloud stack, which is not really the case at the moment. So we have to work on this also. But the good news is, it's working well. We've had this experimentation last year. We will continue it next year as well, because there are lots of odd things we can try and test in this lab. And we also plan some operational and live deployments into next 2 and 3 years.
Final word before we go. Here we are in the middle of this fantastic fusion of technology and gastronomy here. What's your key takeaway from the event so far?
Well, actually, I think it is from the RIC session yesterday, because it was really interesting to see all those feedbacks and the way people analyze it according to their position, as vendors, as operators, as software developers. Everybody's got proposal around this. And I think really this is the next step into which we have to move forward all together, bringing all the ecosystem in the industry on this topic.
Claire, thank you very much indeed for joining us here at Mobile World Live here at Fyuz 2022.
Thank you very much.